I'm late. It was to build anticipation. I see we're talking about live concerts. A little Sabbath, right on. Mike, Javier, Uncle Guns. Loudest concert I've ever been to, Gojira. French band. Trust me. Worth the effort. Catching up on comments. Will Crutcher, hello, sir. Y'all can hear my air conditioner running in the background. Oops. I was running late today, in case y'all didn't figure that out. And by the time I got here, I forgot to turn it off. Steve Bryant Colt, hello, sir. Ba-da-ba-da. Yes, the heaviest matter in the universe. Man, that whole fucking album, the From Mars to Sirius album, mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. All right. Today's live stream brought to you by Rock God Brewing Company. Good stuff. I forgot to turn on my mood lighting back here. What color you guys want today? Orange? It's on blue. Do some orange, you think? Maybe? Some green? Oh, that's not very green. Yeah. One of my monitors, it's green. We're doing green today. John, hello. And Hedrick, hello. Good, sir. Well, you're not getting red lighting from me. The red light district's a whole different place. Whole different place. Iroquois Foreskin, hello, sir. Oh, Jason Hedrick said orange. We're going back to orange. Orange it is. Fuck, you guys can't even see it. How? That a little better? Tom A, hello, sir. The yellow lighting doesn't come out very fucking yellow when I put it up there. All right. Oh, sorry, Will. You know, if you couldn't see it for the first 10 minutes, it's because I wasn't here. Like, I don't mean to be the party pooper, but it was not your fault. It was mine. John, I agree. Bacon is the answer. So this morning I said, I'm not real hungry. I probably won't even eat breakfast. I'll eat around lunchtime. And a minute later, my wife walks out with a plate full of bacon. Well, plans change. Okay. Shit to talk about. I got a small list. It's not a huge list. It's not a super important list. And there's one thing that I watched a video literally an hour ago. And it like there was little parts of it. It was good info. Like I really enjoyed the info. And there were just little parts that drove me irritated. So I was like, oh, there's a topic to talk about. Shit that irritates Gary. 101. We're probably at 201. I think I make it pretty obvious the things that irritate me. All right. So what do we got happening today? Anything out there in the news land? I'm over here reading the comments, so I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at what you're saying. So you're going to have to bear with me. I used to have a laptop sitting like right here, and then I would, just do this thing. And now I've got a monitor over here. So I'm working it. I'm working on a whole new system. There are fucking cables running all over this fucking room, but it's slowly getting better. Anyway, Things to chit chat about. Can't find ammo or shotguns anywhere. You may find this hard to believe. I haven't been looking for shotguns, nor do I know anyone who has been looking for shotguns. So I wasn't aware that they were hard to find. But ammo, yes, it is fucking hard to find. That's why we've been doing our study groups. We've been doing things that did not require ammunition. The last study group we did last weekend, we did land navigation. I had went down to a state park that had some orienteering courses set up. So I used the things they had posted in the woods, and I went and coordinate for all those. And then I gave my guys topographical maps and coordinates and made them, I didn't make them, like I just set it up for them. Go find them. And it was good shit. And there were people who had like picked up the compass and they looked at it and went, I don't, what's this thing do? Like, where's the on button? And it was okay because we just partnered up with people. We put more experienced people with less experienced people, and then we switched partners and did it again. And it went pretty well. Now let's see. RJ, hello, sir. Hope your trip was well. I assume it was. It's always good. Javier, I have run about 5,000 rounds of aluminum case stuff, both Blazer and Federal, and I haven't had any problems with it. I had less problems with that than I did with steel case. Still not reloadable, but Jeff, hello, sir. Gabe, hello. All right, make sure I didn't miss anything. The Viceroy is here. Crystal, hello. A bunch of friendly types in here. Like you guys. So there was, jokingly in our study group, there's an affliction for buying tiger stripe items. I have some pictures of me in the 90s wearing tiger stripes and stuff. I have pictures of me in the Navy wearing tiger stripes. So, and like with heavy metal t-shirts. So not what you're supposed to be wearing. Like, I think there's a picture of me in tiger stripes and an Anthrax shirt. I bet. Anyway, now we're talking a long time. I'm wearing a Megadeth shirt tonight. But anyway, so the tiger stripe thing's been popular in our little study group just because it looks cool. And there was today 0241 Practical advertised on their Instagram their neck gaiter mask thing that's in tiger stripe. And I shared that with them. But what I didn't share was Tactical Distributors, who make the awesome Neptune pant, and they make it in tiger stripe. They are celebrating their 10th anniversary. Their 10th anniversary is why they're releasing all the tiger stripe stuff, because they like tiger stripe too. So they've been getting products from companies like the Altama boots or the swim shoe things. And today they released Crye Precision Generation 3 combat pants in tiger stripe. It was a big to-do. They debuted them yesterday and had a special release today at noon. And they're mostly all sold out. I didn't share them with everybody, but I thought it was worth mentioning on the live stream. They normally Crye Gen 3 pants are $279, not fucking cheap. The tiger stripe ones without the knee pad, like you still had to buy the knee pad afterwards, $399.99. So yeah, Crye Precision tiger stripe combat pants. I totally was like, oh, I'm so in. I saw the price and was like, oh God, I'm so not in. And now I own some Crye pants. I didn't pay for them, but at $279, they're more than I want to pay for. When they were like $200, now they're nice enough that at $200 I would buy some, maybe, probably, kind of. At $400, fuck all that. And then to top it off, like the tiger stripe material, I couldn't tell on my little Instagram screen on my phone, but it looked like the Rothko style Tiger Stripe, which is the generic. It's the darker stuff. And there's a company out there called Tiger Stripe Products, Inc. It's owned by Tim Schloss. They have a patent or a trademarked copyrighted Tiger Stripe pattern that has the distinct, very whitish outline around the black. It looks way better, works way better. And but it doesn't even look like it's the licensed material. It looks like it's the knockoff stuff. And I was like, man, at $400, I want this shit made by Tiger Stripe Products, Inc. The licensed shit. And it didn't look like that. So Jesus. Mike, it was there earlier. I got the email, so let's see if I can't bring that up. Maybe you the right direction. See, because this is what it looks like. Now, tactical distributors, page cannot be found, so they're gone. They have a deal where you can pay like you can finance things from them. I mean, they sell some expensive stuff, not just clothes. And you can do a quad pay. And I was like, man, we got to fucking make monthly payments on a pair of pants. So I didn't share it because like the people that come to my study group, while it would be cool to see them in these really high dollar kick-ass pants, if they had $400 to spend on something, I could probably help them find something more beneficial than Tiger Stripe pants. They are sexy pants. They have to have a gusseted crotch because everybody that wears them has a constant erection from wearing the pants. Yes, Crystal, I know which method you're talking about. I hate to tell you, they probably won't be girl-sized when you get them that way, the way that you're thinking, the way I'm thinking. I think we're thinking this thing. But they were pretty cool looking. I'll give them that. All right, so got that out of the way. Yeah, Mike's got the right idea. He'd rather invest in night vision. All right, so I can check that off my list. Crye pants. I do like me some Crye pants, but not those. Did anybody see if Gary was on tonight? Not this Gary, the other Gary. Mike, Vulcan Paint, Valkan, used to make a Tiger Stripe combat shirt, and it was licensed Tiger Stripe from Tiger Stripe Products, Inc., the same company that designed the Tiger Stripes for the Air Force. I don't know if they still make them or not, but they used to. Remind me, I'll try and find a picture of the my Navy days wearing the Tiger Stripes. See what I can come up with for you. And my Anthrax t-shirt. All right. What else do I got on my list? There are 3 new coupon codes for Tremis Dynamics classes. George, if you're listening, this is the time to listen. There are 3 of them. I'm not going to tell you what they are. One of them can be used forever and ever, no expiration date, no maximum number of uses. Will get you $1 off any class or seminar or workshop. Another one will get you $10 off. And another one that can be used one time for the very first person that uses it. And I'm not telling you what it is, but it will get you 99% off of a class. You heard it right. There's a coupon code that gets you 99% off. And if you're the first one to use it, you get to use it. And I'm not telling you what it is. It's like a scavenger hunt. There are hints. Andrew Meisker. Hello, sir. Meisker. Mr. Misker. Ooh, I like the sound of Mr. Misker. So yes, I was feeling froggy and made some hidden coupon codes. One of them for one time. It's a one-time use. For the first person that finds it gets 99% off a class. Pretty good coupon code. All right, what else we got? Oh, you know what class they could do it? They could sign up for? Chair. Oh, that camera's kind of pointing the wrong way. Either way, I'll slouch. Team tactics. Team dynamics. Why did I write team tactics on my scratch pad? Team dynamics. Yeah, Meisker, but it sounds cooler if it's Mr. Misker. But anyhow, so yes, the 99% crystal is off any class. That includes Dynamic Week, which, by the way, you'll all be glad to know 2021's Dynamic Week is growing by a day. So it will be a full 7 days of class, and the price is not going to change. There'll be an extra day range fees, but that's it. Because I am putting Team Dynamics at the end of Dynamic Week. I also have Team Dynamics coming up in November, on the 8th of November, I believe. And it has, we're past the halfway point for that, for signups. And if you have taken Dynamic Carbine, you know that we do a fair amount. We get into doing some stuff as a group, with teammates, and then we do sometimes with teams of teammates, and then we do larger groups, like with half of the class or maybe the whole class. And so team dynamics is all of that. Like we start with a warm-up of like 1 or 2 drills that we did in Dynamic Carbine, and then we go right into more people doing more cool shit. So Dynamic Carbine or equivalent is a prerequisite, and there's a ton of prereqs that I would take. So rather than list them all, just if you think that shit you've done counts, shoot me a message and we'll square that away. Yes, Brian, I am. That is on my list as well. So team dynamics is a thing that is happening, and it is getting added to 2021's Dynamic Week for a full 7 days of class. When I was making notes for this class, my intent was, if we just carried on with Dynamic Carbine, this would be like day 4 carbine. And since I didn't want to like interfere with the marketing of day 3 carbine and like how that has taken on kind of a life of its own, the day 3 classes, rather than have a day 4 carbine, I decided I would just name it Team Dynamics, because there are no drills. There's not a single drill that involves one person shooting, just one. Like it's all, like even the warm-up shit has multiple people shooting. So there's that. It's happening. It's the thing. It's going to happen in November, and it's going to happen again next year during Dynamic Week, which is probably not going to be in the spring or the fall. It'll probably be in the summer. So that's the cool stuff there. Bryant wants to know if I'm going to show off my new red gun. So I have, as far as I know, the only non-government entity owned Smith & Wesson M&P 9P. So for those of you who remember seeing videos with trainers. I know Paul Gomez did a great video on the Glock 17P. He maybe did the 19P, and it could have been in 40 because it's a red gun, so it doesn't matter. But a number of things preventing it from firing a live round of ammunition. Ideally, I will be loading it with dummy rounds, so that adds an extra layer of not able to fire a live round because there will only be dummy rounds. It is here. It is not a firearm, Mr. YouTube, before you all get fucking weird. It is inert. So it is essentially a replica. It cannot shoot bullets. It just looks gun-shaped. What's cool about it is if you put dummy rounds in it and you cycle it, it will kick dummy rounds or pieces of empty brass. See here if I can show you some stuff. The barrel is reflecting like a motherfucker because it's polished, but it is solid drill rod, TIG welded all the way down the barrel. A little bit of space before the chamber. There were holes put aside, and we plug welded the holes, the drill rod from the side as well. So the barrel cannot fire, a projectile cannot come out the barrel. Then if by some chance a live round went off in it, I don't know how that would happen because I'm going to tell you about the other stuff. There is a vent hole in the breech so that the pressure would let out and it wouldn't explode the gun. But the other two parts that will prevent, if there were a live round in there, from being ignited, how well we'll be able to see on my little camcorder, but there is no hole in the breech face. It has been welded shut, so the striker cannot come through and hit a primer. And in addition, the striker has had the end of it chopped off so that it wouldn't be long enough even if there were a hole. So if you factor in loading dummy rounds, a striker that can't reach a primer, no access for a striker to get to a primer, and no hole for a projectile to leave the gun at, we've got 4 layers of safety on our demo gun. And that's what makes it fantastic, is it now provides us with a replica gun for training purposes. More so than like a Rings blue gun or an Asp red gun, those solid, that you can use for a number of demonstrations, but demonstrating what happens when the gun doesn't work. And, like, hey, we need to do this. You can't do with a Rings blue gun. So you need some type of gun that the slide functions, which takes the cert gun out as well, which cert guns are great for showing during training with muzzle awareness, because the laser crosses a bunch of shit that the muzzle does, but the slide doesn't move, so it can't do that part. And then like a UTM or a Sims gun, while it's a non-lethal cartridge, it still shoots shit out the end of it. So they all serve a different purpose. And this one is great for cycling things through the action. The trigger functions like it gets a click and a reset, but there's no firing ability. So there's that. That is the red gun. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to red guns, we're not allowed to buy them. Like you and me, not allowed to buy them. So I know that Smith had to make a couple when they were bidding on government contracts, because I've seen contracts that required them to send sample guns, sample red guns, and sample non-lethal guns, aka UTM or simunition or FX rounds or whatever. So I know they've made some, but I've not seen them. So any company that's done some of the big government contracts has made some for that purpose. Glocks have been popular. I've seen them all over. I worked at places that had them, on our inventory. However, Glock does not sell them to us. You have to find them on the used market. Glock's got some peculiar rules about who they sell things to, and the 17T, the 17P, the 17R, the cutaway gun, not for us. Just straight up not for us. No, Crystal, that is not the code, but it is a good one. I should make that one of them dollar off ones just for the effort. So that is the M&P 9P. So I don't own a welding machine anymore. So I went over to my buddy's place and welded the barrel and the breech. Then I filed the weld on the breech down smooth. And then I gave the slide to Bryant, who's on here. And Bryant took it over and dropped it off at Big Iron Cerakoting. And the fella who runs that's name escapes me out the top of my head. Bryant can feel free to put it in there if he wants. And I had him Cerakote it red. And the deal was whatever red he was going to do something in, just do the slide in it too. So it didn't have to be like Ferrari red or candy apple red or maroon. It was whatever red he was going to use for some other project, hang my slide up and do it in the same shade of red. I hate red, but red does kind of denote this style of gun. So I was cool doing it. And then, of course, I put big dots on it, and Big Iron Cerakoting does laser engraving. And that stainless slide through the red Cerakote came out like gold. And it kind of has an Iron Man look, like a red and gold kind of thing. Tony, that's the ticket. Andrew, no, this is the same dimensions as the full size, the 17 rounder. I could have done it to a 9C, but I own 2 full size and 2 compacts. And then the compacts are the 2.0, so the 15 round guns, not the 12 round gun, because that's the first gen 9C. But the second gen 9C, that's the Glock 19 size. I had 2 of those and 2 of these full size ones. My one full size is my number one M&P that's all hacked to fuck and has a million rounds through it. This one I never used. I got it at an awesome deal and it just sat over on a shelf. The 2 compacts I have, one was my carry gun for a long time, so I wasn't gonna fucking do much with that. And my other I had off this with was this old first gen full size, but all my holsters fit full size and compact, so it works out perfect. Yeah, I could have spray painted it to their home slice, but since it's going to go in and out of Kydex a whole bunch of times, I thought I'd make it look a little nicer. It really would have worked black too, but I could have just left it the way it was. Gabe wants to know if the paintball mask works in the store. So paintball mask is it's kind of off frame a little bit. You can see I have a set of goggles, same brand, and then beside it, just right there, is the edge of the paintball mask. And don't know, haven't gone to a store to wear it yet. I went to Rita's Italian Ice today and just didn't wear anything. I walked up to the window and ordered my Misto shake and then left. So MP 9P. It is an awesome paintball mask, by the way. I've worn paintball masks. My first game of paintball, we still wore like the UVEX shop goggles. So that was 1989. And then I've worn every fucking kind there is throughout since from 89 until these. And these are amazing. They're like the precision of paintball masks because it was $200. But it's shit hot. Love wearing it. Like it feels awesome, breathes well. So of course it stops all the virus, right? Because it's got Mo as a mouth covering. Brian, I will let the wifey know. I doubt she's on here watching. She usually only watches my live streams when they were on Facebook. So let me tell you about the video I watched today. a fellow who is an instructor and has a pretty popular YouTube channel. I don't know what counts as popular anymore. I'm don't care about like how many people are involved. I turned it so that I have to like go look to see how many subscribers I have. And like, if you all thumbs up a video, it doesn't show it. So I don't know what it is unless I go look in the analytics, because I just don't care. But anyway, so this dude, I believe he's pretty popular. And he teaches stuff. And he was reviewing the Holosun 507K red dot, which I've been looking at, the 507 different reticles. Been looking at potentially picking one up for my RMS footprinted gun. And I was like, oh, well, this is incredibly long at like 15 minutes. But I can probably fast forward through some parts and play it faster and maybe not take so long watching a long drawn out video of a lot of multisyllabic words that don't need to be said. So I watched a video. The site seems fine. And something he mentioned was that the site was not, Holosun doesn't list it as a duty gun rated site. And of course, my first thought was, well, no shit, it's not a fucking tube optic. Like I would have put that on a rifle. It's like, you know, it's a little pistol optic. It's not, of course, that's not wasn't designed to be on a rifle. And so he kept saying this thing about duty gun and not designed. And I was like, none of the ones on a pistol are designed for a fucking duty gun. The fuck? Like they're not. Maybe the original RMR went on top of an ACOG, but it wasn't, even then, it wasn't the primary optic on the duty gun. But then, so I was like, what is it fucking? Then I realized his definition of a duty gun and my definition of a duty gun are fucking entirely different. So as the description, when he was talking about a Glock 48, and that is a concealable handgun or a pocket gun or a subcompactor, some fucking words put together to mean it's a little pistol. And I was like, yeah, that's like a gun that you could carry and conceal well. And it was like a Glock 19 doesn't conceal well in anyone, even if they say so in a video. Average idiots who aren't looking for dudes with guns don't see a guy carrying a Glock 19. People with their eye out for dudes with guns see dudes carrying a Glock with Glock 19s. So, but my point was, there are people who think that a pistol of some type, like something this size, is a duty gun. And I was like, this is a duty gun. Like, that's a duty gun. This is actually a duty pistol. And like, if your hands like touch each other while you're holding the gun, if you're holding the gun with two hands and your hands touch, it ain't a fucking duty gun. It's a pistol. It replaced the knife. Like, that's what a pistol did. So like, dudes carry these because they don't carry daggers anymore, but they do the same job. So that thing replaced the sword. That's what people carried for duty, was a sword. And then they went to a rifle. People and their stuff. Called Midwest today. Complete out remote carrier handle combat site. It's going to be September. Not surprised. The gun community is the industry is fucking swamped. People are afraid that mass violence is coming to where they're at, and it might be. I don't know, but they're afraid of it, so they're buying. And there were production hiccups. So those production hiccups happened to fall when everybody was getting scared. And then there's an election coming up, and people want to buy things before the price might go through the roof, like it does at election time every 4 years. So it has not been awesome for supply in the gun industry. I actually was on the phone with the guys from Midwest yesterday. I talked to Pete for a bit about this duty gun, this duty pistol, and this upper, which is the Gal 5 upper. And I had some questions about it. And he answered them for me because Pete's a pretty swell guy and he knows a thing or two. And I saw on their social media that they have Gal 5 uppers in stock right now. And it is the final run of them. So if you want the Gal 5 where the barrel quick releases, that end, like the rail barrel comes off of the upper receiver end, now is your time to buy it because that's the final run. And unfortunately, if you're interested in the Gal 5 upper, now is your chance to get it. Don't know what they cost. So that was my last thing. Things that irritate Gary for $100. Duty gun and what people think that means. I'm going to start calling them by the tool that they replaced. So, like, I'm going to start calling this a dagger. And then the real small one, I'm going to start calling a pocket knife. And like this thing will be a short sword because it's little. And then a full-size carbine will be a long sword. And shotguns will be a battle axe. And what else we got? Precision rifles, longbows, or crossbows. That'd be like a battle rifle. Shoots faster than a precision rifle and not quite as precision. I don't know if it's quite as precision. I can't say I've ever fucking fired like an old crossbow, like a non-modern crossbow. But yeah, I might just start calling them by the tool they replaced, not by the tool, not by these other words and stuff. And I sure as fuck aren't calling anything that you have to wrap one hand around the other duty rated, not duty rated. All right, now there's my rant. Rant over. What do you guys got going on out there? Here's last week's list. How many of you all coming out for Dynamic Week? I don't know how many of you guys are here. But if you are, Zach Bush will be here, Definitive Training Solutions, and he is doing a entangled gunfighting class the day after Dynamic Week and a shotgun class the day after that. So there's that. Kapow! Be a long week. Next week he won't be able to do that because my Dynamic Week's going to take 7 days. 7. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-day class for $666. Hail Satan. And stuff. Or in the words of that one band that I didn't get to see live. Fuck. Where's Gary when you need him? Tell me what the band was. Some heavy metal band at Slipknot. They wear masks or face paint and shit. We got there just in time to hear the singer say, "Hail Satan, good night." And then they were gone because we were late. All right. So that's that. I got 8:50, 10 minutes. I know I was 10 minutes late, but you don't get 10 minutes extra of my time. No. It wasn't Mudvayne. I've seen Mudvayne before, though. They were awesome. Man. Crystal, you're usually the one. What bands were on Knot Fest last year? Knot Fest 2019 lineup. Behemoth. That's the name of the band. Hail Satan, good night. Yes. Every time I said duty gun, Jason, I thought the same thing. So yes, I hear Behemoth is a entertaining band to watch live, and I don't know, haven't seen him. Now the fella that drove that day, I think he drove, Mike. Anyhow, it was the fourth time he was seeing a show that Behemoth was playing at, and he had never heard them, and now he got to hear like the last power chord of the evening and the singer say goodnight. So it's a curse, I guess. All right. So I was going to go. Yes. Guns. So I know there's a time lag here. If you are going to do it to any pistol but a Glock, buy the sights, the big dots that it takes. If you are going to do it to a Glock, do not buy a set of Glock sights because you want a different front sight so that you can cut a dovetail in it and not try and, because you can't get to the bottom of the slide because the slide doesn't come off. I did it, but this hole goes all the way through and there's all thread and it was a fucking nightmare. But I already had a Glock front sight that I took off a gun. So I would say call Excess Sights, talk to Gary Cooper and tell him I sent you. Well, Gary and I are friends, but that you want to put big dots on a blue gun, and they use a front sight from some random 1911 so that you can cut a dovetail in it and slide it in, and then a Glock rear that you just cut the old rear sight out in the same shape of the dovetail that you can see from the molded in one. I could show you a blue with big dots if I left the floor of the house and got it, but there are pictures somewhere of them on my Facebook, but not. I don't have it here anywhere near me to pick it up and show it to you. But yes, absolutely can be done. In fact, I think I have 5 blue guns, and 3 of them have big dots, and 2 just have factory notch and post iron sights that I replaced with because I used what I had here. If it's a Glock, there is a way to do it. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it can be done with the Glock front sight. I want to say it was on my regular Tremis Dynamics Facebook page. Somewhere in there are pictures of all the steps to get it done. I can't remember anymore, like what size all thread and what size nut. Well, the nut fits the all thread, but I had to buy a piece of all thread about long and cut a little bit, drill countersink and drill a hole from the bottom, screw that into and then drill a slot at the top for the bottom of the Glock sight, put that in there, thread it all the way through. I Loctited that in place. Then I had to put a nut on it, and I made a countersink hole big enough so the nut could go all the way inside and not stick out the bottom so the gun would still holster and shit. It was a big pain in the dick. It can be done with a stock Glock sight. It's just easier with a dovetailed sight. Well, Mr. Pliskin, instead of wishing they would make big dots for your 1911, send your 1911 to a gunsmith and have them cut it for like a Novak here, and they make big dots for that. So there you go. Well, I don't know about a gold mine, but at least a good copper mine. Or iron, aluminum, maybe. Well, boxing the slide up and sending it away isn't that hard. It might be difficult for the fellow. So it's going to cost you a little bit, though. I'm going to say probably under $200 to get it cut. And then you might need to get it refinished. But if it's just blued or whatever, I would slather the dovetail with cold blue and throw the sights on it. All right. I ran out of time. Let's do a recap. I got my list. M&P 9P red gun on firing inert gun. It's out there. It happens. You'll see it at my next pistol class. Crye Precision made some Tiger Stripe pants, sold them through tactical distributors. Retardo expensive. 3 new coupon codes. They're all loosely related to each other. They're secret. If you want to order something from me and you try the coupon code, just a fucking happenstance, it might work. And it might be $1 or $10 or almost free. Duty pistols drive me insane. The concept of talking about them. So that's a long drawn out thing. That's as much as I'm going to highlight. So I'll be out of here shortly. Bryant, I will give Jen the good news. Tom, I will see you Thursday. And Gerber makes a fine fixed blade knife. The LM, they make one I think is pretty okay. I can't remember the name of it. So anyhow, I am punching out here. You all have a wonderful evening. I will try my best to be back here next Tuesday. I'm coming back from Indiana on Sunday, so being ready for Tuesday shouldn't be a problem. I'll probably be late or some weird shit like I was this time. LMF2, that's the one. I've seen a fair number of those, and they all worked well. All right, fellas, I am out of here. You all have a wonderful evening, and I will chat at you later.